third option is Ifc files. Here's a typical Ifc file, and you'll notice as we trundle on down through this that you do have beams at different levels that are coming in shallow to each other. You'll see that these members here coming in, and it's all pretty nifty, and that's a typical Ifc file. So I've saved that. I'm going to close that down, go to Master Frame, import Ifc format, and it was this file. And I think actually that one might be more impressive. Well, actually we'll bring this one and it's more impressive, I think. And if I say open, just leave all the defaults and extract, overwrite, and it's told me new file, find all that information in the Ifc format, load the file, and here we go. And just turn off all the node points. We don't need the node points, do we? And draw in 3D, and let's just draw it in color just to make sure that we can see what's happening here, and everything's come in on grid line. Now in this one we definitely had in the Ifc model, which I should be able to grab for you. Ifc, and it was this slightly bigger one that we're talking about. And so let's have a look at what this was inside BIM Vision, which is a great wee BIM viewing tool. So if you zoom on down, you'll see that all the beams here were set flush on top as your fabricator wants to see them, and as you would expect. But from an analysis point of view, when we went back into our system, it's put them from an analysis point of view all center lined, so that you have a simple analysis tool. So very, very detailed Ifc in out for you, and gets you started very, very quickly. Now let's move back up to what I would call the Rolls Royce of BIM integration, and that is Revit. So let's take this drawing. This is one of AutoCAD's or Revit's standard drawings, and it's in concrete primarily, with a wee bit of steel around here underneath this slab. So if I was to come, what I need to do, and it's different from everything else in that we need to have an add-in called the MasterSeries Link Manager, and that's very easily grabbed and installed on any machine with Revit on it from our client area. So if you do that, you then have this, and we now come along and say, right, let us create a brand new link. We're starting from scratch, and again I'm going to push this, and just for simplicity I'm going to push this into that directory, program, data, MasterSeries. There's my favorite directory, and we're just going to push this in here, and we're going to call it demo link, and the time is 13:46, and we'll save that. So full model link, going to save that, and we're going to submit the changes to the link. So we're going to submit this to this external file. So this is a file that sits between the MasterSeries and Revit, and it's the file that you use to exchange. And the beauty of this means that you don't need the two programs in this one computer. So let's just close down or minimize that and go into Master Frame, and we're going to start and create a brand new file from Revit. I'm going to import, going to connect to the link, and I think I put it in here. I did. So there is demo link. Open. Save it. And we're going to create the brand new file. And we're going to import everything FE surfaces the lot. So off it goes, finds everything, and we can then load that up straight in to the MasterSeries. As I said, it's a steel little bit at the front there with primarily concrete. So go into 3D and you'll see you've got your steel around there at the front. You get all this concrete. You've got your slabs come in automatically because I asked for all the slabs for flat slabs. And what I'm going to do now, just to give you another idea of what we can do in the create, is I'm going to add a frame that I created previously. So I'm going to go to Tommy's demo files, MasterCAD, and I think I actually put it in here. Yeah, I did. So we plant room, and there it is. And I always like to push it out of the way first. Get it in sitting on its own. I just think it's easier, although I could move it to an existing node. I'm going to bring it in at 15 meters. So if I look at that in front view, it's coming in at 15 meters. And I'm going to say apply. And there we go, sitting up at 15 meters. And I'm going to turn off all my pins. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to kill the supports just so I don't forget them. Very simply. Restraints. Static supports. And it's not that group. It's in that group, and I'm just going to take those out. And I missed one. Don't know how I missed it, but I did. And now I'm going to float this over into the right location. So I'm going to float this over to about here. So modify, move. Let's move it. And we're going to move whole members. And we're going to move all those members. And we're going to move from, I'm going to say from that point, I'm going to put this exactly at the center line here and say apply. There it is. There's your portal dropped on. Naturally, in this case, we probably need to either move this beam over here or to slip, because it's not that heavily loaded, a little steel beam. So very quickly, be lazy, add in a steel beam. So a member. I'm now going to, and it's easier again if we work without the 3D on, because we can see where the rail nodes are, and we can go from there. We're going to call it, yeah, we'll put in a big one, a 457. And the nice thing is I don't need to connect there. I just come across to there and it'll automatically connect across. So I'm going to not just save that, I'm going to go to my Revit link manager, and I'm going to submit the changes from master frame into the link. And then I'm going to go back to my Revit model and the link manager, and I am going to, so I'm going to update the model back in from the link. Fingers crossed. So it's going to have a wee read through everything, and it's found all these, and I'm just going to say yep, okay, and it's pulling in, and it should create these additional members coming back in, adding new column sections. Sounds good to me. And it's just got a few little things I need to look at. It's just telling me about some additional members that have been added. And there we go. There's my steel frame come through into the Revit model. And the beauty about this is that I could then take that member, change its section size, move it a meter to the right, and bring it back in to MasterFrame as a iteration of this updating, because every time something is updated on either model, they can shake hands and take it from each other and keep going. So the bidirectional link and its round trip from Revit is a superb, clever bit of engineering that we've done. So can you create in MasterSeries and then do it in Revit? Absolutely, Tim. There's no reason why, if we were to come to here and take a new project, we would need to first of all save it for some weird reason. Project 1, I'm going to say that'll sound good to me. And if I now come back to this and I bring in some other example file, let's take this one in. This should work. So what we want to do is do a Bim Exchange on this. Okay, there's some tubes where there should be beams, but I'm not worried. And I want to do a Revit Exchange, and I want to go to the Revit Link Manager, and I want to remove the existing link. I want to create a brand new one, and I'm going to call it test 1 2 3 4, and save, submit that out. So in MasterFrame, and now over to Revit and add-ins, connect to an existing link, and where did I put it? I might have put it in here. Yeah, 1 2 3 4, there it is. It's 1357. Open. Create a brand new model rather than updating. So while Revit's doing its work, we're just seeing the MasterFrame in the background there, but it is going ahead and bringing in everything. Philip's asking a question while this is doing all this hard work. Is there a way of updating all the grades in a frame to be one grade? And the answer to that is yes, there is a way of doing it. There's a couple of ways of doing it. One way how did the and I'll show you that in a minute. How did the know not to import the piles? Well, piles are not physical members that we work with, so therefore, just like purlins and sheeting rails or chairs, it won't bring them in. So there you go. There's your model on plan, and if we go and view it in 3D, you should now see the frame come in with all the members, and we're looking at the structural model at the minute. So yes, we can come from AutoCAD MasterSeries into one of the other facilities, and this isn't to do with generation but output, is that we also have the ability to produce GA drawings. And if I look at my frame, and this again is all part of this MasterCAD, and I ask to do a GA drawing, I have all of these, and I'm going to choose just level 1, so current. I'm going to go for plan at level 1. And I don't think this is analyzed, so I can't get my forces, but what I'm going to do, we've got a front elevation as well, which I will stick over the way, out of the way. But 1 in 400, don't think so. A1, 1 to 25, let's go for 1 on 100. And I don't know what the front elevation is going to give me, but this is my plan at level 1. I'm going to say that it is physically just the stick out lines, and we don't have center lines, but we will draw our columns below. We will label our columns, and had we got forces we would put them on, but I don't, so I won't. Well, let's turn them on anyway, but I suspect you'll find that there are no forces in this. And I'm going to say do everything. Any moment above 1 kilonewton, any shear above 50, any axial above 25, and all to the nearest 5 kilonewtons or kilonewton meters. So let's export and load up AutoCAD, see what we get. This time, yeah, I'm happy to overwrite it. And everything is on layers, and just zoom in and you'll see all of those drawn nice and neatly with the grid lines, and where we have columns coming in, all the columns identified for you. So very simple, very straightforward to use, a great little GA drawing tool.